What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and welcome to another exciting episode of All Hail the King. This is going to be episode number 20, and it will feature a team-up of Invisible Woman and Rescue. This team-up can be very resilient and extremely annoying, but we'll talk more about that once we start the battle. For those of you who missed the podcast, you can find it at www.thehelicarrier.com. I will also place a link to the corresponding podcast in the description below. Make sure you go and check it out. Trust me, you won't regret it. Now, as we get into the action, I want to talk a little bit about the setup. The most important thing to have for this team up is the circulating and powered ISO weight. This E-ISO belongs to Invisible Woman, and it grants her team air pressure. Air pressure causes party members with shields to remove and prevent debuffs while shields are active. This goes perfectly with a character like Rescue, who can protect, place magnetized on enemies, and she has a shield herself. Rescue's Reconstruction Matrix provides a shield effect that absorbs incoming damage. It's applied to your entire team, and it's a buff tech. What this means is you can place the quick and powered ISO weight on Rescue, and then you can even use this ability as a quick action. Then another key component that I have on my agent is the Savant Spear. It will cause you to start the combat with a shield. What this does is causes your team to have air pressure from the very start, so you'll prevent debuffs. Then with Rescue and Invisible Woman both having the ability to shield your whole team, you're going to be able to remove and prevent debuffs for pretty much the entire combat. I also have the Sympathetic E-ISO on Rescue, so you will see her heal every time she uses a buff. This team is just extremely annoying, and there are ways to make it even worse. You could try other shield items like the Magnetic Field Generator, the Nanite Nail Gun, or even the E-Regulator if you have it. Another option could be using the Scroll of Aknazak, and then the first seal will give you Indomitable Spirit. That suppresses most effects that prevent or remove buffs. But do not use the second seal. That's one of the weaknesses of this team. I'll address those in just a moment. For me personally, I'm using the Raft Shank and the Warbringer Axe. I'm using the Raft Shank for combo breaker because follow-up attacks really did get annoying, especially when I was using the Infiltrator version of Invisible Woman. Then the Warbringer is for my other major concern, and that's attack and accuracy. I had a lot of trouble hitting with this team, and even when they did manage to connect, they didn't do that much damage. But this team was pretty promising early on. However, they did have a few weaknesses that I mentioned, mainly attack and accuracy, and then the second seal from the Scroll of Aknazak could certainly hurt them, but I pretty much never saw that on defense. Still, it does cause spirit weapons, which makes all attacks gain Ethereal Strike and ignore defense. Then this team has gotten more difficult to use recently, because one of its problems, believe it or not, happens to be debuffs. It's the very thing the team is set up to defend against. It's not just any ordinary debuff, of course it's Beast, aka the Horseman of Pestilence. So yes, they can get hurt from dots, and then their damage is actually nerfed even more, to the point where they can't even hurt anyone. You often can still win with your agent, but it definitely makes for some really long battles. So yes, the changing meta really hurt this team, but when it was all Psylocke and Quicksilver, they could definitely win pretty easily. I don't think I really illustrated it in this battle, but you can actually force cage Quicksilver, and he'll just have to keep skipping his turns. So that's how easily you could dominate this team. The main thing that annoyed me about this team is, for one, I had to switch my armory over to defensive, and then that coupled with these two heroes actually made the battles last a very long time. Much too long for offense, but I do admit I was trying them out because I wanted to build a defensive team around them. I'm still probably going to end up trying them out on defense, but another really good team is Invisible Woman and Falcon. Well, good at least in the sense that it should draw out your defensive matches and really frustrate your opponents. Also, after this match, I'm going to show you a much stronger team attack-wise, but it's still going to utilize air pressure and definitely have the shield capabilities. So let's just finish off Agent Coulson, which is actually going to take a lot longer than you would expect. First, I'm going to go with an attack from the Warbringer, and that should take him down close to 50%. Now the hard part is going to be hitting him with Rescue and Invisible Woman. In fact, this is often a nightmare. I remember counting over 10 dodges one battle. After the enemy's Improbability Field, I go for a Flyby Attack, and of course he gets a dodge. So now we're going to use Reconstruction Matrix, followed by our Protector Protocol. With Invisible Woman, I'll use her single target level 1, and that also misses. So now we really need to remove his Strengthened and War Frenzy, so I'm going to go with the Blackest Void. Hopefully he'll only get one more attack before we finish this fight. So let's see what he uses, and it looks like it's going to be the Atom Smasher. If Rescue could actually land her attacks, we could potentially finish this one. First we'll use our Quick Action Protector Protocol, and then it's time for 2 flybys. Here goes the first. It looks like it's going to actually hit him for 18k, and one more knocks out their agent. So we finished that fight with full health, and it was pretty easy, but it definitely took a long time. So now you may be wondering, how can we speed up our attack? Well, we're going to replace Rescue with Iron Patriot. He definitely has the firepower, especially when it comes to 21 gun salute, but he also has Reactive Shield Charger. That's his passive ability, which has a chance to create a shield and gain charge capacitors before being attacked. So there you have it, a free action passive that creates shields and can work with air pressure. And just check out his damage potential. He instantly makes his team that much more of a powerhouse. The only downside is it's not quite as resilient as it is with Rescue. So you have to decide, do you want that near invulnerability, or do you want to be able to do damage and finish fights much faster? I can tell you this, on the final day you do want a faster win team. That's of course because of the heightened defensive battles that you'll be taking. Unfortunately they didn't fix that yet, even though I thought for sure they were working on it. I guess it's just one of those things that's going to take a long time to implement. In this battle you just saw the Reactive Field Charger proc, and this team definitely has no shortage of shields. Plus after Quicksilver's second attack, it's finally time for our 21 gun salute. The best part about this attack is even after the initial damage, it also causes radiation exposure. So we're practically going to take out the entire enemy team, because after the dots proc, they'll be dropped to almost no health. I do have to say, Quicksilver's blast from the past really took us close to death, so Psylocke's counterattack easily finishes Iron Patriot. That's what I meant from the lowered resiliency. There is a chance that you'll lose Iron Patriot. As long as he gets to do a full 21 gun salute, you should be fine. My agent gets to use the Light Fantastic as a quick action, then we're going to give him a second turn. With his first turn we're going to finish Psylocke, and then we're going to go after the enemy agent. This means we are coming to the end of the match and the end of the video. My agent misses, but Invisible Woman will finish it. So I hope you enjoyed this team up, and I would like to thank you all for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, good luck, and take care.